Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back again. This is Eddie, and okay, it's your first time opening the Fusion page in Davinci Resolve. Let's do it together today, and I just want to help you if you have never used Davinci Fusion page and you want to get started, right? So if you are from Adobe After Effects, you're used to layers, but here now we work with stuff called nodes. So guys, without much talking, let's get started. First of all, let's jump to the edit page, and then here no clips in media pool, right? So right click there, and let's say new fusion composition, and give it to your name, like my video. Okay, my video, any name, and then create. Okay, so once you have created, you can just drag to the timeline. This part is the timeline, and then you can extend just to say how long you want your video to last. And then as you can see here, no frame available for media out, so you right click, okay, and then you say open in Fusion page, right? So now we are in the Fusion page, but as you can see, this one is the preview window. We don't have anything there. So to add something in Fusion, Davinci Resolve Fusion, we deal with stuff called nodes, and these nodes are now equivalent to, like, they are like layers now in Adobe After Effects. So first of all, we need a background. Okay, so just drag a node here. You see this one is a background node, this one, and then you hold this white part here and you drag and connect to the media out. Okay, and when you click on this background node, you can change the color. Let's say this color, I like bright colors. And yeah, as you can see now, if you go back to the edit page here, you see we have something, okay, that no frames whatever is gone, right? So if you go back to the Fusion page, you see this media out and then this background. So this background is like a layer, is a layer that is with a background. Okay, it's just like this. So if you bring this one down here, okay, down here like this, so we can say this is the empty layer, this is the second layer, okay, and now we want to add a third layer here, maybe that has text, right? So just drag this text node here and then connect to our background. Okay, now as we can see, let me just pull this one here and this one there, something like this now. Okay, so let's just go back here, and then this one will be here, this one will be here, and this one will be here. So now we have a text node, but we have nothing here because we need to type here. So let's say text node. Okay, node, text node. Okay, so we can change the properties of this layer element, and we can just change the color for now. Okay, like that. And why not, let's change the size, of course, also something like that. So this merge node, this one is a node, and when we added the text, when we just added the text to this layer, we got this merge node. Okay, so this merge node, what is the work of a merge node? Is just to place something on top of another one, right? So like this one, this merge node has one function: to put this text on this background, right? So let's say we add another text, and the other way to add, you hold down shift and space bar, and this window will show up. Okay, and then you can just type text, and of course we have this text plus node, and you say add. Okay, so here you hold this part and you connect it there like this. So now see, we have another merge node here, and then we have this text. So let's just name this text like a new text. Okay, and then as you can see, we have these handles. You can just drag them there, and you can change the color. Of course, I love black today, and let's just do that, and let's add increase the size, and then also let's change the font to something like something cool, something like what I had a font here called Naluka, if I'm not wrong. Let me find it. Do I have? No, I don't have. So let's just put Segoi, yeah, Segoi, and then let's make it light. Okay, so light, something like that, and let's put it somewhere there. Okay, so now size kidog a little bit, and then we can add tracking a little bit, maybe somewhere there. Let's reduce the size again, and let's add the tracking, and then let's change the font size, font color to add something like that. Okay, so now you see this function of this node was just to place this text on top of this background, but through this node, right? So I think you understand there. So if you go to edit page, you will see our stuff. So if you just press shift and F, no, control F, you open the full page. And as you can see, this is our text there. But if we play, nothing happens. No animation, no nothing. Yeah. And I think that's why we're here in Fusion, to see how things move around, right? So let's go back to jump back to the Fusion page, and here we have this. So now as we just to recap, I've told you these stuffs are just layers, right? They're just layers, but we call them nodes. Okay, so let's say now we want to add a shape here. How do we add a shape in Davinci Resolve Fusion page? So we hold the background node here like this, and then you just attach here. Let's just add to this something like that. So boom, the whole background is now the whole page is black because of this. So let's just change this color to something like white, something like that. And then now holding down shift, so select this background, hold down shift, and as you can see here we have other nodes. Like this one is the rectangle node, and then this one is ellipse node. So let's say we want to add a line or maybe a rectangle. We just holding down shift while this background node is selected, you click here once, and boom, you see this one is a mask. Okay, so it just says this whatever the background node we added is visible only inside this mask. Okay, so and that mask is editable. We can reduce the size like this, and we can and then we can pull it down like that. So something like this, and then somewhere like there. As you can see, if we go now to the edit page, we have it. And if you press shift F, no, control F, you see the full whatever. So let's say we want this now we want this background. Okay, you see now it is covering our text, our new text node layer. Okay, so that means it is on top of this text layer, right? This one. So we want it to be below it. So the easiest way is just to undo this and then let's put it here, something like just a minute, and then let's put it here, something like that. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. So let's just delete this one, and then there's that shortcut of pressing Control T. So let's put it there, and then let's just hold this one and put it sorry for that. So now this is where we need a merge. Okay, so we come here, and as you can see we have a merge here. So we take the merge node, and then let's just connect to this one like this. So let's do it like that, and then of course we're going the long way, and then let's pull this one to that, and boom, you see now the background, our text, now this text has this background. Okay, so and then now let's just take that one, and yeah, pull it a little bit far like that. Okay, and of course you can just make sure that they align well. So if you go to the edit page, as you can see, and Control F, and yeah, we have our video is coming up. So let's press escape to go back to exit the full page, of course, full page view. And these things are just you can just adjust them like that. And yeah, so let's just arrange them well so that we have some clear vision, right? some clear vision of how things are going. So just to recap, we had at first a background, right? If we just remove this one, you see we have nothing. So we need a background. So we have a background. On this background, we added another layer of our text, and this text just read text node, right? And then we did some changes here, some formatting. We changed the color, the size, and then we didn't touch other things. So we got that one. And then now we added a background on this text node, okay, on this merge for the text, and then we added a background. So our background layer got some shapes. So let's say now we added a rectangle shape, not a background anymore. So we can rename this one. So let's just select this and press F2 on your keyboard, and let's just say this one is a rectangle, right? This one is a rectangle, and yeah, let's say okay. And then let's say this one is F2 on your keyboard, F2 on your keyboard, and let's say just main background, right? Main background, something like that. And then this one, let's say it is text node, and we can say this one is primary text, something like that, and then just say okay. And now this one we can say we had a text, this text F2, select, and then F2, let's say this one is secondary text, something like that, and let's just enter, and we get that, right? So now we have our primary, and then we have our rectangle shape here, and then we have our secondary, and then this one is the media out. Now this media out node, its function is just to take everything here and then dump it to the edit page, right? So that is it. Now let's just animate these stuffs, okay? Let's just animate. At least something should happen. Okay, so if you have never done animations before, I'll show you. But if you have done something in maybe Adobe After Effects, you know, we have these things called keyframes, right? And keyframes, they just tell you what should happen to an element at a specific frame or time, right? So let's say this background here, at 0 frame, we have that color, right? At 0 frame, we have this yellow color. Now, we add a keyframe to this color property, okay? We add a keyframe to this color property. You see these diamond stuffs here, as you can see, they have changed to red. That means they are active, okay? So it will monitor. Now Davinci Resolve Fusion page will monitor your playhead, right, as it moves, and it will know what you want to happen at a specific frame or after some time. So let's say after 20 frames, okay, after 20 frames there, let's change this color to something like this one, okay? And okay, and as you can see here, we have changed. As you can see, we have this back stuff. If you press back, you see we have that color, and if you just press space bar on your keyboard, you see the colors will change. So we can change also here to something like this maybe, okay? Then press the space bar to play, and then after some times we want to be this color maybe, and then after some times we want it to have this kind of color, something like that, right? So if we play now, if you just play, as you can see, colors will change, right? So the colors of your background will change to something like that, okay? Something like that. So cool. And if you just want to go, and then here, of course, we want to go back and just remove everything. That means boom, we have default. So we just change the color again, and yeah, no keyframe, no nothing. You have just done reset, and I like this color also. So now we will not animate the background color for now, but what we want is this text. We want to see it how it comes. So because we don't want just to open, and yeah, if you want to zoom in, zoom out, of course you just hold your control key on your keyboard, and then you using the scroll wheel on your mouse, you can zoom in and out like this. And yeah, you know that now. And then this one, of course, you can, if you want more viewing space, you can just go like this. And one thing you might have asked, what is this part here? This one is another window, and yeah, like here, viewer, you see one view and then two views. So if I just want to view this secondary text on this window, we just pull it like this. And as you can see, this one is a secondary viewing window. And yeah, we have just a text here. As you can see, if I zoom in, we have the new text, this one here. So you can just use this window to view stuffs how you want them to be. Or you can hold on something and then press 1 on your keyboard and you will view here. And then this one, if you press 2, you will view it here like this, you see. And then if you want now to view your output, you just press 2, and then this is the final thing. Yeah, now you know. So let's start by editing this text, primary text. So at 0 frame or 0 minute or whatever, we want to change the position. Okay, so now to change the position here, if we go to transform, we go to if you go to transform, you see we have this part here, and yeah, offset X. If we just play it like this, you just drag it like this, you see it changes the position. So we just want to press to add a keyframe there, right? And then let's go sometimes here, and then let's just add a keyframe. Okay, and let's go back like that and just take it off the screen like this. Okay, like that. And then if you press the spacebar on your keyboard, of course it comes like that. So now it comes very slow. It depends on how long you have gone before adding another keyframe. So let's just change the position of that keyframe to make it even faster. So you come here, you see this part here is called keyframes. Keyframes is where now you control how close or far your keyframes should be. That will determine how fast or slow your animation will take place. So understood. So now we go to the primary text and select this one, and then just you see this part here, press that and you'll see all your keyframes, right? And then here, of course, let's just drag it back like this. And yeah, you can detach this. You can actually detach this one here and view it here and make it even bigger, something like that. Something like this. And when you scroll, of course, you can see your stuffs like that. And yeah, this one's just to reset and see everything there. Okay, let's just say close this one, and it will just open it there. Okay, so now sorry. So now if you press the spacebar again here, that was a bit faster. Okay, that was a bit faster, but not smooth, right? So how do we smooth, make our animation smooth? We just go to spline editor here, and of course we select the primary text, and then you press here, and you see these ones are your keyframes. So just Control A to select everything, and then press S on your keyboard to add that smooth animation. Okay, so if you just play it back again, nice. Okay, so that was a bit nice, but now we can make it even better. So let's just press here again to view every keyframe, and then Control T on your keyboard, and you can just play with how you want them to easy in and easy out like that. So if you go to the edit page, okay, and Control F, and then of course press home to go back 0, and then you play. Wow, that was cool, right? Wow, that was nice. Wow. So now we have that. So let's say we want to animate these other stuff. So let's just close that one, and let's pull this one here. Let's control then scroll to edit, to view the this node editor node editor well. So now we have done this. Now we go to the rectangle. This rectangle here, I just wanted to, you know, to change the width, right, from 0 to full. So here this at 0 we want to animate the width. Okay, so animate the width, and then let's go back up to when this text is about to show up like that, we add another keyframe like that. So let's go back, and of course let's just make the width to be 0, right? So if we press the space bar, and yeah, I like that, right? Okay, yeah, I like that. So also the text now, let's edit this text quickly because of time, and we just want to change the position. And let's go to the transform page, and then let's offset there, and then let's go to some frames when it's about to reach there, and let's just add another keyframe, go back, to the 0 keyframe here, and of course let's just make it come from the other side, right? Something like that. So if we go to the edit page and control F and press spacebar, you see, yeah, nice one. So home, nice one. So home, nice one. But the new text is not smooth. The animation is not smooth. Of course, now you know how to smooth the animation. So select this, go to Spline editor, and of course uncheck every other element like this. But let's just deal with the secondary text. So here, press this part here like this, and we'll see all the keyframes, right? And then Control A, select everything, Control S to smooth, and of course just play with how you want it to come in, and you know, smooth. Everybody likes something smooth, right? So let's go to the text, to the edit page, Control F, and yeah, home, and press. Wow, that was cool, right? That was very cool. Nice one. Nice one. So let's go back to the Fusion page, and yeah, let's now deal with the rectangle, of course, like that. Yeah, you know, rectangle tool, rectangle shape there, and let's check the keyframe. Control H, select everything, Control S to smooth, and let's now make it like slowly, right? Slowly, slowly, slowly. So let's go to the edit page now, Control F, and then press home on your keyboard and play. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Nice one. Okay. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. So, nice one. So now let's say you don't want to stay forever on the you don't want everything to just come and stay like that. Okay, so you want something. So that one is what we'll do in the next video. Of course, we'll touch more on the other nodes, like transform nodes. You know, we have transform stuff in After Effects. We use it here. So just to show you a little bit, so see this text here, this text, secondary text. As you can see, we have just changed the position with the transform property here on the text. But let's just double tap here to reset everything. So we have removed that animation, right? So when this is selected, press Shift plus spacebar and say transform node, and yeah, this one, and just add. So now this transform node, it is like, you see, it has more properties and it affects that text. So let's select this node, and as you can see, we can move things around like this very easily, right? And we can just send it back, and yeah, of course we can animate, and you'll see the difference. So let's put it there, and let's just animate the this part, center part, and then let's go some few when this one is about to be visible, add there, and then let's go back, of course, and yeah, let's animate this one back there, and then now let's play. Nice one. Okay, let's go home. Let's just drag this back home, and yeah, nice. So I'll show you why we need a transform node and not to edit the on the text directly on the next video. It's very useful. And of course, let's just remind ourselves again how to make it smooth. So we go to the transform here, and make sure it's only the transform properties selected, node is selected, and then of course you click somewhere here, and you'll see all the keyframes, and then of course Control A to select everything, S on your keyboard, and yeah, you can just play with it. So we just want it to come boom, slowly like that. So let's go to the edit page, Control F of to full screen, and press spacebar on your keyboard, and yeah, my boy, look at that, look at that, smooth and smoothest. Okay, so smooth and smoothest. Nice one. So that is it. Now let's go back to the Fusion page just to finish everything. Let's just uncheck that. This one is the keyframe editor, whatever we have seen. So just to recap again, for very beginners, as you can see, we have the back. We started with the background, and then first of all we had an empty media out that was just putting stuffs out there, zero stuffs, and then we added background on it, and then we added text, rectangle shape, and then something like this, something like that,